Hi, my name is Taylor, and I have been a fan of the beauty community on YouTube for years now. I mean, I really think that I've been watching videos on here for about 10 years, and I've always been tempted to upload my own videos. I think I've even uploaded some before and then deleted them, to be honest. And I've always wondered if, it's 2018 now. I feel like, sorry, I live in New York City, so you can hear honking outside, which will just be the reality if I'm filming. Anyway, so I have often wondered if I kind of missed the boat on making beauty videos, because I feel like people that were doing it now that are really big started in 2007, 2008, 2012, and I've often wondered if there's even space in the community for new people. And for me, it's really just a hobby. I'm not necessarily looking to become an influencer or become huge or anything. It's just a hobby of mine, and I like sharing. So I thought, why not? I have some free time on a Sunday, so I thought the easiest way to ease into it would be by just sort of sharing what's in my makeup bag. And what's in this makeup bag is definitely the makeup that I use on a day-to-day basis. I'm definitely not a makeup hoarder. As I mentioned earlier, I live in New York City, and I definitely am trying not to own things just to own them. It's important to me to own things that I really use and not just to collect things. I already have an issue with probably having too many clothes and too many shoes. So I am trying not to have the same issue with beauty. So I will just sort of get into it and share what I use on a daily basis. So here's my makeup bag. As you can tell, that it is difficult to close. And if I were to travel with this, I would probably have to put some of the items in my purse. So it's overflowing, but like I said, this is real life, and this is what I use on a daily basis. So I will just jump into it. So at the top, this is a Stila eyeshadow palette. And this is one of the eyes or the window shadow palettes, and I have it in the color Spirit. And as you will see in just a second, it is very, very used. You can see that I tend to be attracted to golds and sort of browns and like orangey, like bronze colors. So like I said, this is in the color Spirit. It's well loved, and I've used it a lot. Next, I'm just grabbing things as I pull them out of my makeup bag, so there's sort of no rhyme or reason to this. Next, I have my foundation that I use on a regular basis. This is my all-time favorite foundation, which I should say that I haven't tried a lot of liquid foundations. I've only recently started wearing liquid foundation in the last year, probably. Prior to that, I would use the MAC powder, and then I didn't really like the amount of talc that was in it, and then I would just use the YSL Touche Eclat under my eyes and where I needed it. And then I started having some issues with like redness in my skin, so anyway, I started wearing this. So it is the YSL Touche Eclat Lait Tint, and I'm in color BR20 Cool Ivory, and I love it. I think I put it on with a beauty blender, which is not in my makeup bag because it's drying in my bathroom. But I love that this has SPF 22 in it. I think it looks really natural, and it isn't cakey. Again, putting it on with a beauty blender means that it's not cakey. I think it looks natural. It's not too matte. It's not too glowy. My skin is probably like on the normal, I have combo skin. Like it gets dry in certain places and then oily in my T-zone. But I find that I don't need to powder this. It is winter, maybe if it were like at the height of summer. And this summer I do powder it a little bit, but anyway, I love this. Next we have this is probably my favorite eyeshadow palette of all time. It is the Sleek Makeup eyeshadow palette in Storm, so it's the Sleek Storm palette. I've probably, no joke, been wearing this for almost 10 years. I discovered it when I studied abroad in London, and I've just been buying it ever since. Like, I will buy a couple when I go to the UK. If I have friends that are going to the UK, I always ask them to bring me one back. So I've turned a lot of friends onto this. So as you can tell, it is also well loved. I have not used the blue that much. Navy is not really in my comfort zone as far as eyeshadow goes, but it just sort of broke and that's the one that fell out. But I'm really into like metallic neutrals, so I love golds and bronzy browns, and I just think that this palette has a lot of that. I think that the quality is really good, and I just find that it has a lot of colors that I want to use and look to use on a daily basis, and I can create an entire look with this with no problem. So I would highly recommend this. I know that some Walgreens and maybe some Dwayne Reeds are now carrying Sleek makeup, but I have never been able to find this palette before at any drugstores that I go to, whether in New York or in Texas, which is where I'm from. Next is my all-time favorite highlighter. This is the Becca Shimmering Skin Perfector in the color Moonstone. I love this. I have it on today. I also own this in the liquid version, which I think is actually in my bedside table and not with some of my extra makeup and not in my everyday makeup bag, but right now I'm into the powder. I wear this every day. It's seriously my all-time favorite highlighter. I've tried other highlighters. I've tried the What's Up, whatever the one is by Benefit, and I found that that broke me out. Anyway, all-time favorite. I highly recommend it, and it lasts forever. Like, they really last forever, the liquid and the powders. I've never been able to make it through an entire one, so I can't recommend Becca highlighters enough. In my opinion, they are the best. If you were trying to go the natural beauty route, then I would go with, I think RMS has a good one. I, in an ideal world, would like to get more into natural beauty, but I haven't. I've dipped my toe in, literally just with this RMS Unpowder. Oh, it's really bright, but this is just a finishing powder, and again, when I do powder my foundation, I use this. In the winter, I find that I don't need it, but this was sort of my first foray into natural beauty, and I like this. I think that maybe as I finish some of the makeup items that I currently have, I would like to start trying more natural beauty, but I really like this. So, and also it's hard too because I have so many favorites that I've used for years that totally transitioning into natural beauty honestly seems kind of challenging. Anyway, the next thing in my makeup bag is the liquid NARS Orgasm Blush. I don't really use this in the winter at all, and I have a love-hate relationship with it. I feel like it can be kind of patchy. I like it in summer, like if I just put on like moisturizer that has SPF in it, and then I want a little bit of color in my cheeks, I think it's good for that. I usually don't use this on a daily basis if I'm doing like a full makeup look or anything, because I do feel like it can be kind of challenging to blend and it can get a little bit patchy, but I still like the way it looks when it's executed right. So there's that. Next I have my Holy Grail mascara, all-time favorite mascara. It is the L'Oreal Voluminous Original, and I have it in, I believe it's Blackest Black. So I actually do prefer this to the Carbon Black because the Carbon Black flakes on me and streaks on me, and this doesn't. And I honestly don't find much of a difference. The other one is supposed to be darker, but I don't notice it. The difference I notice is just that one flaking. So I recommend this. I cannot even tell you how many tubes of this I've bought. That's how much I love it and I'm loyal to it. I've sort of ventured off and I've tried YSL mascaras. I love the YSL Baby Doll mascara, but honestly, it dries out so quickly that I don't really think it's worth it unless you just want to treat yourself. I have brushes that are just like sticking up at me, so I feel like I should get into those. So I have this e.l.f. angled blush brush, which I bought one time when I forgot makeup brushes on a trip. I don't use this to apply blush, but what I do use it for is to sort of blend out any harsh lines from my like blush or anything like that. So if I just need to blend any lines, that's what I use this for. So, and it is useful for that. Next I have the Sephora, I think it says Eventail 65, but it's the Pro Fan Brush 65 from Sephora. I use this every day to put my highlighter on, and I just keep this little brush protector on it so that it doesn't get yucky inside my makeup bag. Next, I have an EcoTools, I think this is just a blush brush. I love EcoTools brushes. I think the price point is really fair, but also they're so soft, and I believe that they're all synthetic, so they're not animal hair, if that's an issue for you. And I love them. I mean, they're really soft. Next, I have the blush brush that I use on an everyday basis. So I used to use this one all the time, and I felt like it was a little bit too thick or a little bit too fat, and I wanted one that was a little bit more precise. So you can tell that this one is a little bit smaller. And this is the Sephora Pro Airbrush Blush Brush in 54. That was really a tongue twister to say. And next I think this is another just EcoTools brush that when I use bronzer, I would sort of use this to contour. To be honest, you'll see I really don't wear bronzer often. Instead, I use an Hourglass. I told you this was a tongue twister. I use an Hourglass blush. This is Ambient Lighting blush in Mood. I believe this is in Mood Ambiance or in Mood Lighting. It's worn off on the back. This is very well loved, as you can see, and this is probably the third one that I've bought. I love that it's a little bit of like a plummy, like bronzy blush, so, and it also is pretty neutral. I'm not necessarily somebody that wants like bright pink or bright peach cheeks, unless it's in the summer and I want to be a little bit rosier, so I love this. So I find that because I use this, I don't necessarily use bronzer because number one, I'm very fair, and this sort of warms up my skin enough. So I love that. Next, I'm starting to get into skincare, which it's in here too. So this is the under eye serum or under eye cream that I use, and I also will use it on my forehead as well. This is the Vichy Lift Active Supreme. It's anti-wrinkle and firming care. Again, it is specifically for your eyes, but I also use it on my forehead, and sometimes I'll use it lightly as a moisturizer all over the rest of my skin. And again, this is not what I'm going to show you is on all my skincare. It just happens to be what's in my makeup bag because I often will put this on and let it sink in before I put foundation on. Next, I have the Lift Active. This is also from Vichy. It is advanced retinol concentrate with hyaluronic acid. I will usually put this on at night, and I found that when I was using it too frequently, I would get redness in my skin. So now I just try to be careful only to use it maybe like 2 or 3 times a week, and I like it. I put this on at night, and it's in my makeup bag because I often keep my makeup bag by my bedside table. Next, so you're not even gonna be able to tell what this is because it is so destroyed and almost gone, but this is actually a prescription that I received from my dermatologist, and when I went off of birth control, I was finding that I was getting a lot of redness and a lot of breakouts around my chin, and I think that that's something that's pretty common for people that get off birth control. Your skin goes from being perfect to sort of congested. And anyway, so this is the Taro, T-A-R-O Dapsone gel, 5%. And whenever I was at the height of the breakout, I would just put this, a light layer of this around my chin at night, and it worked really well. And now I just use it as a spot treatment if I'm getting any spots. And this stuff is really magic, as in it will clear up anything I have almost overnight. I'm almost out, and I obviously need to go and get a new prescription. I know I mentioned earlier that in an ideal world, I would like to start going more natural, and I know that a prescription like this is probably not, it's like the opposite of natural beauty or trying to use natural ingredients in natural skincare, but it works really well for me. And like I said, I really only spot treat with it when it's like that time of the month for me, or I get a spot that's really stubborn. So this is just the Great Lash mascara, but it's in clear, and I use this as a brow gel, not every day, just if my brows, which I'm trying to show you, just when my brows are being stubborn, or if it's between threading and they just need to be trimmed or something like that. I don't use this on a daily basis by any means. I really just use it when I need it, and I don't do anything to my brows, as you'll see. I mean, I tweeze them on a regular basis and I thread them, but I don't wear any makeup in them at all. I don't use powder. I don't use an eyebrow pencil. I mean, I feel like I'm pretty lucky to have thick brows, and I just get them shaped. And like I said, I tweeze them myself in between threading appointments. So I just feel like it's something that I don't need. And it's an extra step that would be a pain when I don't need to do that. Here's another voluminous mascara, which makes me realize that this one is dried up and I need to throw it away. Let's see. So this is another blush, which has mascara all over it. But this is the Milani, I'm not gonna remember, it's like the Luminoso, I think. And basically I just use this if for some reason I don't wanna wear highlighter and I'm in a hurry or something. Sometimes I'll just put on this Hourglass blush, and then I will put this over it for a little bit of extra like shine and use it almost like a highlighter, but I will just do it on the whole cheek rather than just really like concentrated in one spot. And also sometimes I'll wear this by itself, but sort of on like a more natural makeup day when I'm not looking for like a lot of color on my cheeks. Next I have the classic NARS Orgasm. If I do want more color on my cheeks, more than the Hourglass, I will use this. It's beautiful. Sorry, I'm blinding you with the mirror. It's beautiful. I've had it for years. I mean, it's a classic. I feel like it's universal, and everyone at some point who's into beauty has owned one and loves it. This is the NARS Smudge Proof Eyeshadow Base. I love this. It's my favorite eyeshadow primer I've ever used. I like it better than the Urban Decay Primer Potion. On the very rare occasions that I have not taken my makeup off because I was irresponsible the night before, this is incredible. Like, it really, I'll wake up the next day and my eyeshadow will not have moved. It's insane, but it works really, really well. It lasts forever, and this is probably my third or fourth one that I've used, that I've bought, which says a lot because they last a long time. So I've been loyal to it for a while. Wow, I have a clear Essie top coat in here. And a lot of this stuff too, like the reason I have skincare in here and kind of some random stuff like this is because if I want to travel, if I'm traveling, I'll just put kind of essentials in my makeup bag like this. So it's the Essie Jet Setter, what is it? Jet Setter top coat. Yeah, Gel Setter top coat. Let's see. Next, I have so this is the Dr. Jart Tiger Grass Color Correcting Treatment. I bought this because I was having an issue at a point in time breaking out like immediately after flying or being on an airplane. And I read that if you wore, you can see this, which it smells kind of funny. I think maybe I should get rid of it. I haven't used it in a while. But anyway, I read that if you were breaking out after flying, that putting on like a barrier of SPF on your skin would basically protect your skin from the plane and then keep you from breaking out while flying. And then the article that I read, the girl used this and recommended this and said that it worked. I think maybe it worked, but it also is just really, really thick, and I didn't like feeling like I was flying with something thick. I felt like it automatically was gonna break me out. And I used it for a little bit, just sort of if I had any redness in my face, but I feel like I needed to mix this with another moisturizer just to kind of like, because it was so thick, to break up the thickness. So I liked this product, but it wasn't something that I'm in love with. And honestly, I just use, if I'm flying, I will just use a moisturizer with SPF in it. And I feel like that creates enough of a barrier between my skin and the plane air. but it's not bad. I don't love it. This Marc Jacobs eyeliner is one of my all-time favorite eyeliners. I use it frequently. This is just in the color black, and I'm trying to find what the actual name of this eyeliner is. It just says it's a gel crayon or gel eye crayon. This is in the color black. What I like this for is I like to put it on and then to smudge it out. So I use this when I'm not wearing liquid eyeliner and when I'm wanting to create kind of a smudgy look. If you're wanting a really precise line, I don't necessarily think that this is the best, but if you want a really nice sort of like smudgy look, I take this, I put it on, and then I just smudge it out with an eyeshadow brush, and I really, really like it. I've bought that multiple times as well. This is very well loved, and it's kind of embarrassing to have to show it, but this is the NARS Dual Intensity Eyeshadow in the color Himalaya, and I feel like I shouldn't even show it because I think it's really crumbled now, but I don't want it to fall out. You can kind of see it there, but I love to use this wet. I think it is a really flattering color, and if I've been going to friends' weddings before or had nighttime events I had to get ready for really fast, and if I just put this on wet and then put on liquid eyeliner and mascara, it's perfect. I love this. I will rebuy this when I'm out of it, and I almost am. And that's my favorite color of the NARS Dual Intensity eyeshadows. And again, this is a color Himalaya. If you're trying to decide what color to get, this is my favorite. It's kind of like a rosy bronze, and I think it's really flattering. And I think it'd be flattering on a lot of skin tones. Next, this is a liquid eyeliner I use. This is the Rimmel London Glam Eyes. So I'm not positive. I think you can order this on Amazon. I have not been able to find it in a store in the United States. A friend of mine brought it back to me from London, but I believe that you can get it online. And maybe there are US stores where you can get it. Just New York drugstores are so funny with what they carry and what they don't, and they're not always consistent. But the brush is really easy to use. I honestly find it kind of foolproof to be able to do a liquid liner with this. I prefer these kind of brushes for liquid liner where it's, you know, the brush is at the end like that rather than it just being one like thick, almost like marker type thing. But I like this, and again, I find it really easy to use. I mean, almost like foolproof to do liquid liner. I mean, I am fairly practiced in liquid liner, but this is really so easy to use and to work with. We're getting towards the bottom. I have another NARS blush in the color Matahari. I used to really be into sort of like pinkish, like more plummy blushes, and I'm just not that into it right now, but it doesn't mean I won't come back around. Sometimes if I feel like I look really pale and I need a little bit more color, I will use this. But again, and I only will use it like right on the apples of my cheeks. I don't use it everywhere. Next I have more Vichy skincare. So this is the vitamin C from Vichy. Honestly, it does smell a little bit funny. Like it smells a little bit metallic. Like I've put it on put in the morning before I go work out or something, and then I feel like when I sweat, it almost smells like my face smells metallic. However, I do really like this, and I do believe that vitamin C is an important and also a skincare ingredient that you actually can see results from using. So I enjoy this. Honestly, I should probably use it more. Right now I only use it about once a week. I should probably use it 2 to 3 times a week, and I usually sometimes I'll put that on just in the morning before I put foundation on, but I really do want to try to be conscious of using that more. Next, something I really like to do sometimes is to put gold eyeliner either in my waterline, which I don't have on now, or in the summer especially, I just like to put it on the top and the bottom and then just put mascara on. It's really, really easy just to do that and go, but it still looks good and you look put together. So this is the NYX retractable eyeliner in the color gold, and it's waterproof. It's a perfect gold. It's not too yellow, it's not too orange. It's a true gold, and I love it. I've bought so many of these. they can be hard to find. I find that my drugstore often is always sold out of them, so I actually have a backup in my makeup bag because that's how much I like it. And then I'm almost empty. There's really only a couple more things in here. I have this eyeshadow brush, which is dual-ended from Urban Decay. And honestly, this is one of my favorite eyeshadow brushes because I feel like I can pretty much achieve most things I want with either this side or this side. I believe that came with one of the Naked palettes. I have this nail polish called Bahama Mama, which is sort of one of my favorite like autumnal, like winter dark colors, which I obviously, when I went home for Thanksgiving, I was traveling with these two, and that's what I wore. I have my Tweezerman tweezers to kind of keep up with my eyebrows, which I mentioned before. This is an old L'Oreal eyeliner that I probably need to get rid of. I was using it before I was using the Rimmel, but honestly I should probably throw it away because it's old. And then I have, let's see, nail clippers, which I use the baby size ones because I find them easier to use. And really that is it. Oh, other than my YSL Touche Éclat, I use this under my eyes. If I don't want to wear foundation, I'll just put it sort of right in the middle of my cheeks where I will get a little bit of redness. I am the color number 2. So again, in the YSL foundation, I'm BR20 Cool Ivory, and then in the Touche Éclat under eye, I'm number 2. And it is worth saying, I know a lot of people love the YSL All Hours foundation. I looked at it in the store and I put it on my hand and it just seemed so thick and so cakey and like it would be really drying. So it just did not seem like a formulation that I would like. I'm not into really full coverage, thick makeup. I want my makeup to look and feel as natural as possible. And I like to get my beauty blender really wet and so that my foundation goes on like in a pretty thin layer. And then, so this is empty. And I guess next I keep almost all of my lipsticks that I'm currently using in my purse, but I did pull them out just to show because I feel like it's not really showing you the makeup I use the most frequently if I'm not showing you my lip products. So I'll just go through. These are just the ones that I'm using the most frequently right now and the ones that I pulled out of my purse. I have a lot of lip products and this is not all of them, but these are the ones that I'm really into and using the most right now. So this is probably my favorite new lip discovery. This is the NARS Full Vinyl Lip Lacquer in the color Santo Domingo. And I'm wearing a really thin layer of it right now, but I love that it's sort of like a perfect mauve-y, nudie pink. It is not too pink. It's sort of a neutral, but I wanted something with a little bit of a mauve undertone for fall, and I really love this. The next thing that this is like holy grail to me. I have used this for years. I've given it as gifts. I think it is the best way to combat winter, like dry, chapped lips. It is the Bite Beauty Agave Lip Mask, and I use it in the color Champagne. It tastes good. It is thick, but not like, it's not too gloppy. I love this, and this is the lip product that I use the most frequently. And I've gone through so many of these. So I can't recommend this. Out of anything that I'm showing in my everyday makeup bag, this would be my #1 recommendation to anyone. Like if you only get one thing that I've shown, I would get this. Next is, you can tell I'm a fan of NARS. It's probably my favorite brand, and I love their lip products. So this is the NARS lipstick in the color Brigitte, and it's sort of, again, like a nudie, like brownish pink. I love this, as you can tell. I've used it quite a bit. And then in the same formulation, I have a darker color. This is the color Fanny, which is funny, but it's sort of a nice, it's like a dark, almost vampy color, but without being goth. It's like a really kind of deep berry, and I love to wear this in winter. It's a good alternative to a red lip, I find. And yeah, it's one of my favorites. Next, I have, this is probably my favorite lip gloss, and it's the second one I've bought. It is the Fenty Beauty, I believe the color is just Fenty Glow Gloss Bomb. This is just so flattering with a little bit of gold in it. You put this on and I feel like it just makes you look awake, and it's really flattering. Even on a day where I'm wearing no makeup, I'll put this on and I just feel like it brightens my face and makes me look more awake. So I love this and I recommend this. The only thing is that the doe foot applicator is huge, and a little bit goes a long way. Often you might want to wipe some off on the inside before you put it on. And then next, this is probably, if I just say my all-time favorite lipstick color, it would likely be this. It is Spanish Pink by Tom Ford. As you can tell, I'm at the end. I've bought so many of these. It's the perfect lipstick formulation. It is moisturizing, it's beautiful, it's a perfect sort of nudie pink, definitely more nude than the color that I have from NARS, and I feel like this is probably about as nude as I can go and get away with and have it still look good on me. And then lastly, this is in my purse because it's a holiday season, and this is like one of the sugar lip balms, and this is a red one, which goes on, it gives you a lot of color. And if I feel like I need a red lip because it's a holiday season, I will use this. I have red lipsticks somewhere, but honestly, I like this. So, that is everything. If only you could see the mess that is currently in front of me from doing that. Anyway, thank you for watching this. This is a long first video, so if you made it all the way through this, I am impressed. If you liked this, please subscribe. Let me know. Let me know if there's anything that you would like to know about me. If there's anything that you would want to see, whether it's like what's in my purse or what my hair care routine is, or what hair products I use, or what curling iron I use, or anything like that. Or if you want to see the skincare that I use in addition to what I just showed you here, because this is probably about half of what I use. So thank you, and I will hopefully be back if I don't check it out. Bye.